Hey there, finally it is the rest day in Isle of Man after, I guess, 6 exhausting games. Everyone is happy to have one day off. Instead of recording yesterday's short video about my game, I decided to take my time and think about what happened yesterday. I think yesterday's game, what happened there, is one of the maybe if not the main reason that why I haven't made top 100 yet. As you can see that here my rating shows 26 25, and since 2014 when I think I reached 2600 rating, since then I've been up to 26 30 35 down. I think once I dropped under 2600 for a very short period, but then I went back. And sometimes people ask like why my rating doesn't go up. And if my rating goes up like 20 points or something, I will be in top 100. So this is the top 100 best players list, live, I guess. And yeah, last person has 2640 from Azerbaijan, Momedov. Basically, I need to increase 15 20 points, but I cannot do it, seems like, for many years. The idea of this recording, the idea of recording this video is that maybe this will help me to make better decisions in upcoming games, and perhaps during this Grand Swiss or in my next tournament, I will reach top 100. So let's go over the game and I will explain what was happening. So I surprised my opponent with opening choice. I chose to play Catalan, which was clear to me that he did not expect, although I have had some games already here. So this is a main theory, and in this position he spent some time and decided to play a4, a5, rook c1, and I went for knight d4 and he went for knight e1. Knight d6, I offered him to push his pawn forward, which he did after 15 minutes of thinking. Knight f5, this all was my home prep. So, and I think I only looked at e3, although e3 here, but he went for knight f3, which is a fine move, and b6, cb, bishop b7. A strong idea, and I think equalizes the game immediately. And in this position, my opponent played, engine. It is the second line of the engine, but I don't know. It weakens the king side, and I wouldn't approve this move in general. But I feel like it's a fine move. So I went for knight h4. Decided to trade the knight, which defends the king. So he takes bishop h4 and plays rook a3. Creates a trap for me. If I take b6, he goes rook h3, queen d8, g5, and uses the fact that I cannot take bishop g5 because of the queen h7 mate. Therefore, I spent some time and decided to open up the king side with f5, which engine doesn't like. However, it is hard to understand that in this position he can play bishop e1 or bishop e3, and knight comes to f3 and his king is safe. With the f5 move I ruined my pawn structure. He played rook f3, which I thought that he was gonna do. So I take bishop f3. And in this position maybe it was reasonable to play e5. I did consider for a short period. Then I thought that there was no need to rush. So I took on b6, bishop e3, and I played bishop f6. Targeted d4, weak pawn. And his piece is a little bit misplaced. And if I can force him to play something like rook d1, which is a logical move to defend, then I can first play c5. Also, I was planning to play queen b4. The idea is that now if he plays knight d2, I can take bishop d4. Previously, there was a knight c4 attacking b6 and opening the rook to d4. And this position is better for me. My opponent spent quite some time and found the best defense, which I missed, knight d2. I was thinking previously that I can easily take d4 and I would be pawn up, but now he has this strong resource. The problem is that if I take, he takes d4, I take d4, and now he has this strong move, and d7 is hanging. At this point, I was calculating in this position. At this point, I should have accepted that my opponent played well, defended, and found the best move. And his rating is higher than me, probably better player than me. And I'm playing with black, yeah? So, why don't you call it a day and make a draw? And I did see a drawing line. Let me illustrate it. So I take bishop d4, knight c4. Here I play queen c5. He takes queen d4, knight d6. And now I play queen b4, attacking the knight. He takes. So he needs to grab back the pawn, otherwise he's a pawn down. So queen c6, rook c6. I play king f7. And if he attacks e6, if I play knight f8, then I think his position is better. But here I have a strong move, knight d5, bishop e6, king e7. And we repeat it here. I mean, I could have repeated. And it would have been easy draw. He cannot really play for a win this position because of the b2 pawn. For instance, if he plays e3, I play knight d5, attacking double attack, check, king g f6, bishop e2, then I play rook b8, so let's say bishop goes to b5. And I mean, the worst case scenario, I can even make this kind of draw, but I don't really need to do it. I mean, his position is, I mean, whenever he goes for this pawn, and then I can play knight c4 and make draw. Probably, I mean, there could be easier ways. Maybe I can play rook b8. Perhaps this is the shortcut. Like this position is not hard to make draw, and objectively, white should play bishop g4 and call it a day. But at this point of the tournament, I have already made 5 draws, and in last few games, actually, I was the side that who was pushing, especially my game against Maxim. I had a very good chances against Navarro also. I mean, I wouldn't say that I was winning, but I was the one who was supposedly to press, you know. But I missed. And here, it seems like I was losing my patience, and I made bad decision. I decided to play for a win, although the position was not allowing me. So this is what's happening often to me. Instead of making an objective decision, just make a draw. You know, the position is not good for me. I played on and I decided I'm gonna play for a win. But objectively, I was thinking that this position, I mean, I thought this, to be frank, this is a very complicated position. I thought maybe I was gonna have a good chance. And how many minutes I spent here? Let me double check. So I spent for bishop d4 like 6 minutes, and here I spent 4 minutes to take on c4. I guess at this point I was still debating that maybe I should go for a draw. And it is clear that I wasn't seeing the win. If even I could have like used my time, like 40 minutes, and try to calculate and see if there is anything here. I am capable of calculating, but I did not do it. I made an irresponsible decision. I played on just because I wanted to play on. So I played the rook f8. This sounded the most logical move, but actually it's a mistake. And this position is not good for black because my pawn structure is so bad and it is not easy to attack his king. That's the problem. My knight is not well placed and my rook needs time to come. In this position, I should have played queen c6, and if queen c4, then play rook b8 with the idea to rook b4. So he might need to play bishop d2, bishop a5, and then maybe here offer queen trade. And this is just draw again. I could have made. So instead I play fast rook f8, and he goes rook d1. At this point, I think I did not understand how bad my position can get. So if I understood, probably I would have played knight b6, bishop c5, and play rook c8. This is basically admitting my mistake and trying to get into this position where I'm slightly worse, but I think quite holdable. Oh, actually, my computer is dying. I should have. Just a moment, sorry. Man, this is not a very professional recap. At least I don't have many viewers. So thank you guys for following the tournament. Anyway, yeah, I should have gone for this position. Instead, I go for rook f6, f3, and only here I spend time and play h6. The idea is that I can have h7 square. He takes c4, knight d5, he goes back. And at this point, I think the position is already bad for me. I go queen h7, king h7, and after h4, I understand like I am in deep trouble. Because now h5 is a threat, I cannot really go g8, because then he goes check and mates me. So only move that keeps game going is h5. So he takes c5, I take b2, because bishop f4, now h5 is weak. So I go knight f7, take h5, knight h6, only move, and takes a5. Knight f5. I was hoping to create some kind of attack to the king. So he goes h5, rook f6, and in this position apparently he missed somewhat simple win, although neither me nor him saw in the game. So he should have played queen a8, with the idea that after rook d8 there is no way to stop h8, and the game is over, almost over. I guess I need to play knight h6, but I'm not gonna save this position because he trades and wins. Instead he goes queen d2, a bad move, so I'll play queen b3, attack a4, and create this e5, rook d6 idea. He cannot take with bishop because there is knight e3. So he goes rook a1, I thought it was the best move, and I play the best move, queen c4. Basically I created a trap, and he fell into it. He played bishop g5, he blundered that I have knight g3, and he cannot do anything, it's just draw. If he goes king e1, I have rook f3, ef, queen c8, queen f1 checkmate. If he goes king f2, there is knight e4 4. If he goes king g1, then I take e2, let's say king g2, and play rook f5. At this position only black can play for a win because king is very weak. And the only move left is king g2. Here he spent actually 30 minutes to make a decision, and I mean basically wasted the time. I thought maybe he wasn't seeing the defense, but no, he was upset that he missed the win. And the funny thing is that I thought that he was exaggerating. I thought that it was somewhat uncalled for. He shouldn't. He should have just made draw. But yeah, he was right. Actually, indeed, he missed the win. So this is here. Actually, let me show how game ended. So I had this important knight d4 move. I fork, and queen is now overloaded. She cannot go away because then I'm gonna take g5 and take e2. So he had to take e4. Then we had this repetition, and there's also he could have lost obviously the game if he played, for instance, king g1. But okay, this is a silly mistake. I'm not. I mean, my opponents will not make it. So he did play correctly. Anyway, so long story short, in this game, as you can guys see that I out prepared my opponent. I got equality very easily, and he made some inaccurate moves, and I think I could have gotten some better chance. But after g4 he did play very well, and I did not go for draw. So what's happening is that I am losing my objectivity. This is the main problem. I cannot play for win just because I want to do. And my main motive of recording this video, that perhaps it is gonna help me in upcoming rounds and also upcoming tournament. I'm gonna play European Team Championship after this. It will help me to understand and maybe to be more objective in my next game, because if you guys haven't watched my recap with Navarra, in that game I didn't play a move best move, which was gonna give my opponent drawing chances. Instead, I played the inferior move, and I almost lost that game. And as you could guys see, that almost I lost this game against Amin. If I repeat this error one more time, I mean, I was lucky twice, but I don't think that I'm gonna be getting lucky a third time or fourth time. And it is what usually happens every time I lose my objectivity. Not every time, but happens often enough. I became impassioned. I am deciding that okay, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna play. And one thing is clear: this one game, okay, it is like a difference of 5 rating points. So if I lost, I would have lost five total 5 rating points. And if you add up, it is like literally, if I don't lose this kind of games 3 4 times, I'm gonna reach top 100. As I mean, I need like 15 20 points. So I am hoping that